Good anytime, my fuzzies, to a quick review of a game I just finished. All opinions in this video are mine and mine alone, so just please enjoy and don't take them too seriously. Thank you. Good anytime, my fuzzies, and welcome to a quick review of Monsters Inc. Scream Area. How I usually do these quick reviews is I just give a quick sum up of what I feel about the game, as well as I rate the games 1 to 5. 1 being that the game completely failed at what it was trying to do and is just really abysmal in that factor. 3 being it's what you expect. It gives you no more, no less than what the base level of how it should be done is done. And then 5 being it blew me out of the water, was fantastic in that regard. It took what had to happen and put it above and beyond for a very fun, engaging game that I really enjoy. So let's start with always with story. There is no story. I guess there kind of is a story, but it's not really played out at all. Let's see the manual. Because the last mission there did talk about Scream Champion and whatnot. Having the power of laughter, the Monsters of Monstopolis has created a new game to entertain kids from all over the world. Throw, dodge, and block your way to victory to be the first to knock your opponents silly. Story, after the game loads, high score, yeah, so head challenges. Yeah, it doesn't really. Yeah. I guess the story is you're being filmed for children to watch and laugh at the stupidity of it all. Or else, like the last mission said, you're trying to become the laugh master or whatever the heck it was. I'm not going back to check. So story-wise, like there's none to say. The beginning has of each area does have someone talk and whatnot, and give a little either joke or just, hey, this is the area we're in. Here's the character talking. So, yeah, no real story. But for a game like this, where it's just you're playing dodgeball with Monsters Inc. characters, it doesn't need a story. It is what it is. Plain and simple. Monsters Inc. with dodgeball. And so it's a 3 for story. It doesn't really need one. The one that's there is kind of like, yeah, it's a sports game. What more do you expect? Next up, we're going to go for characters. The characters, there's a wide variety of characters in the game. Let me just get my handy dandy manual out again. Doesn't really tell me how many monsters are here, though. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, yes, that's right. 13 different characters from the game. They each have their own stats and whatnot, as well as they have quite a few voice lines from the movies, or not even from the movie, just a lot of original voice lines. Because I don't remember the one, Schmitty, the long red armed and legged character, having any real lines, especially not about his legs. So they got a lot, whoever voiced them, whether it's the normal cast or not, in and did more voice lines for all these characters, and quite a few of them as well. And even the opening thing, I think, had 1 or 2 different varieties. At least the one Simulation Room did. It had the one where she was walking by, and then there was another where she's just sitting there when we went to the other buddy one. So, yeah. For characters, I'm going to give it a 5. There's a lot. Yeah. Because they could have just had the character saying one or two lines, but no, they had at least 4 or 5 different lines for victory and defeat, as well as lines for different stuff that happened in game, like getting hit by the chicken ball or the dog, or laughing, dancing, and whatnot. So they went above and beyond with the characters, giving them their own unique flair and whatnot. So 5 for characters. The game. We'll go to the gameplay. The gameplay is dodgeball, obviously. But besides you can throw the ball, you can block with the ball, and you can run quickly to dodge. So besides that, it's your basic dodgeball stuff. Dodge, weave, throw, whatnot. With the dodgeballs, however, there's a wide variety of different dodgeballs to choose from, with varying effects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, crazy ball is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There are 18 different dodgeballs in this game, which is, of course, a lot. And each one of them, a lot of them had their own unique thing they did. Although, in the end, they kind of circled around to the same thing. Like, the bubble, put you in a bubble, you floated up, and you're incapacitated. The disco dance, you just dance for a minute, incapacitated. Stink ball, you smell the stink, slime, whatever, and you get grossed out for a few seconds. They all have their own... They're all the same thing, just getting distracted for a little hot minute. But in the end, it was more of a... whatever. Good call, you're good at talking. Good, Pink Fuzz, you're good at talking. Yeah, they all had their own thing. There was, even, take that away, you had, like, the chicken ball and ghost ball, which would go right for the enemy. Chicken ball would go right for the enemy. The ghost ball would kind of, like, float around secretly and then hit. You have the normal balls and whatnot. You have the hamster ball that you get in, you can just run into enemies. The crazy ball would bounce around crazily until it hit someone or stop moving. So, like, overall, with the mechanics are normal, but the dodgeballs really elevate it to an area where there's a lot more to do than you would think. So, for the gameplay / the main mechanic, I am going to give it a 5. It went above and beyond with the types of balls there were, dodgeballs there were, many different types of dodgeballs. I'm sure everyone has a count of me going on how many times I say dodgeballs. So yeah, 5 for that, because it really did go above and beyond for the amount of different stuff there. And even the different missions to do, they're varied. There's a few of them as well. I think, let's see in here. Love how I have to go to the manual. They had the hits, where you just had to score hits, where you score points. You had knockout, where you could be taken out. You had the targets. There's ball tag. Ooh. Here's we're getting hit. Monster countdown. So you have to keep the balls. Wait. Oh. So yeah, you have a certain amount of time to do stuff or else you die in Monster Countdown. And Keep Away, which is the classic, you have the item, don't lose the item. So yeah, definitely a 5. They have quite a few different modes in there to play. There's a lot of dodgeballs in there to use and whatnot. So for gameplay, mechanics, and all that, definitely a 5. It went above and beyond what you would think they had to do and whatnot. For areas, they had quite a few areas, 7 from the movie. I think the only there was a few areas that just weren't shown that the movie had that they could have put in there. Like the Snowy Mountain they could have done, the Hall of Doors they could have done, and even the room in Randall, the maintenance area with all the pipes where Randall is trying to suck out whatever from Mike. But either like 7 areas, and they're all varied areas. They're not just the normal square courts you usually see. They're usually bigger with obstacles in the middle of it that you have to get around to hit your opponent, run around them and whatnot. And they have interactive things, like in the one match, or everything had interactive things. In the simulation room, you could hit the button and the thing would close and open. There's a jack-in-the-box that would go. There's the doors on the side that you would warp from one end to the other in. There were characters that would throw stuff in. There was stuff that would go on that could hinder you. Like in the locker room area, there was the spritz of water that would put you in a bubble. And I'm pretty sure the cooler, if you got hit by that, you'd get the slimy effect on you. So overall, with like locations, I'm gonna give it a 4.5. Well, they did go above and beyond with everything in there. There are just some that are way too big and easy to like go behind something, so you can only get hit if they throw it over, and you can block the ball when it's up. So while they were good, there was also not many. If they had a few areas where it was completely open, and no, like at least one area that was completely open, like a dodgeball area, I would give it to them. But no, 4.5. Not. They did have the simulation room that was smaller, and the apartment. The apartment was kind of like that, where it was 5. Because they did have a few, basically the apartment, where it was just kind of a small square box, and same with the simulation room. The simulation room had a bed in it, and you could like move the stuff to the side and whatnot, still go behind it. So yeah, 5, because they went above and beyond the locations. They had a lot of good locations, and so yeah. Overall, I definitely recommend this game. The game is a lot of fun, fancy free. I'll give it a 4.5, just because, again, there was no real story to it, and I think a little more to it. It doesn't matter, but since there's a 3 there, I can't just give it all 5. And I didn't give it all 5s. I can't really give it all 5s. So 4.5, because the story was not really existent, which isn't a problem with the game. Giving it a 3 doesn't mean it was terrible. It just means it did the bare minimum in the story regard, which makes it completely a 5. But anyways, those are my this is a quick review of Monsters, Inc. Scream Area. Fun game. I recommend it. Get a copy, play with your friends, see how it goes. Like, yeah, probably not my favorite party game, but a good thing to waste time. And yeah, it took me about 2 hours, 15, 20 minutes to get through. So not even that slow to do it. And they also give you costumes as well for each character. Just one costume, but still, I do like that a lot. So anyways, thank you, my Fuzzies, for coming on this journey with me through Monsters, Inc. Scream Area. I've had a lot of fun, and I guess tomorrow we'll start a whole new game, because this was really quick. I can't wait to edit this down to 20-minute episodes. Take care.